Your value proposition, that thing that makes you worth more than your competitor, which is important, is that you're going to improve your client's condition in a measurable way. And that's a hard thing to get your head around. But that's what a value proposition is all about. How can you improve your client's condition? How is doing business with you going to make them better off? And if you think, well, we're just the same as everybody else, now you know what it is you got to work on. If your equipment is the same as everybody else and your trucks are the same as everybody else, then there's something else that you've got to do to be worth more. Selling strategy. Customers move on. Have you ever asked why? Why did they choose to buy from somebody else? Okay. So what's the last competitive advantage you need? And if you have the last competitive advantage, clients will never leave you again. It's possible. Customers for life. It's a concept that's been around for a long time. The last competitive advantage, and what's very important to the rental industry in general, is that we have this huge shift from product-based selling to customer-based selling. You're no longer selling or renting products. You're providing ideas, advice, best practices, proprietary solutions, and intellectual property that will improve your client's condition in measurable ways. It's all about the customer. If you talk about product in the first 15 minutes of the conversation, okay, we're in trouble. We're not going to get anywhere good with this. The customer doesn't care about your product. The customer cares about why they're going to be better off doing business with you. So we better ask some smarter questions. So let's see what this looks like, this last advantage. Okay, standard consulting practice. When a consultant puts something, a square with boxes on there, you know they're going to put a diagonal line through it, and at the end of the conversation, they're going to point up there in the top right-hand corner and say, hey, that's good. This is no different, okay? You have a value proposition. It might be generic. It might be based on a value of something that you're selling something of more value. It might be based on brand, or it can be unique. Let's think about it. There are things, this chair is a generic chair. Every rental company that rents chairs has this chair. Okay? The market sets the price. It's a generic product. Okay? However, if I go one step up from this, there's a better value product. Okay? It sits a little bit better on the ground, maybe something that's different about it. I go up to a nicer chair, it's got a brand name on it. Okay? Or I might have a chair that nobody else has because it's custom made. And I'm the only place you can get it from. Okay? Generic value, brand unique. Your company can be generic value, brand, or unique, as well as your products. Bottom line, relationship. What's your relationship with the customer? Is your relationship based on price? Is it based on your ability to be flexible and adapt to their needs? Is it based on your expertise because you know more about how to do something that they need? Okay? Or is it immersion? Immersion means that you're involved in everything that the client does and you're tied into them. In the Walmart world, if I'm a provider of product to Walmart, they don't give me any option. I have to have an immersion relationship, which means my inventory system is tied into their inventory system. My manufacturing planning system has to be tied into the inventory system. And when a store anywhere in Minneapolis sells one of my product, the count and the demand changes in my system. That's immersion. Okay? We don't always get those relationships with our clients, but we do see them. So if you've got a generic product and you're selling on price, we're down here with the little bitty dollar signs. If your expertise is why customers come to you, and your brand has value because you did what? Marketing. Okay, remember that budget. You're worth more. Okay? If you're really involved with your client, you're worth even more. And what we're seeing here is everything down here is about product. Everything up here is about the customer. And guess what? All the dollar signs are up there by the customer. That's what we're focusing on. That's where the money is. Our products don't matter. You can get our people just about anywhere. Okay? Only got one customer. Okay? So we're going to start in our marketing and our presentations and our sales approach is always with the customer's point of view. If your website talks about what you do, then you're talking about yourself and you're leading with product. If your website talks about what your customer does, I, as a customer, am more inclined to spend a little time on that website because I see myself. I know who I am. I know what it is that I do. If it's on your website, then I know that you know who I am and what it is that I do. I assume that you know who you are and what you're doing. Why does your website have to tell me that something I assume is true? I have problems as a customer. Your website and your marketing needs to tell me what those problems are and help me see those problems being solved by you. If you're going to add value to something, make it a la carte. Okay? Added value should cost something, number one, and two, the client should be able to pick and choose and remove it. Well, what would it be if you didn't do a drawing? Well, I can't charge you less for not doing a drawing because we do the drawings for free. Remember the oil change? The car's cheaper if you turn down the oil changes. Trust me. Okay? Never lead with product, focus on the customer. Remember the goal is customer immersion, not transactional victories. It's not the job you're after. If the salesman becomes focused on the job, they are not focused on the customer, and we're not going to win. We might win a low margin job one time, but we haven't done anything to win a customer for life. And good customers will let you make more money.